Good day, everyone.
Hi.
We watched The Post, Steven Spielberg's latest movie, and we're here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep star in this movie, a cast of other great actors, and this movie, put simply, is about the publishing of the Pentagon Papers, the infamous document that showed that the government was lying about how we were doing in the Vietnam War. And it was a very monumental landmark in the history of journalism in this country and all over the world, for that matter.
Yeah.
So, this was a great movie. I mean, Spielberg, he's one of those filmmakers that very rarely has a bad film. You don't need me to tell you the body of his work. I mean, the man knows what he's doing. And it's interesting for me to see how much what's going on in this movie is starting to repeat itself in our current history with all the tumultuous times that we're in. Sometimes it feels like too. The most interesting thing about this is that you have kind of a somewhat personal connection to this story. And I'll let you tell the story.
Well, I don't know if he was there at this exact moment, but he was during this decade and when this and Watergate and everything were going on. But my grandfather on my dad's side worked at the Post in the printing press in the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he also worked here in Knoxville for the Knoxville News Sentinel.
He worked at the Sentinel first and then went to the Post briefly and then came back and retired from the Sentinel.
So, I would not be mistaken to think that you were thinking of him. You didn't know him that well, did you?
We saw him very infrequently. I mean, he lived with us for a little while before he died,
But you were thinking of him nonetheless when this movie was playing in front of your eyes, right?
I wonder if he was there at that time, because I couldn't remember.
Yes. Journalism is important. The First Amendment, freedom of the press, is very important. It's one of those great values that this country has, is a free press. And this film demonstrates how much a free press is essential to our democracy. That is not debatable. What is debatable about this movie, however, is its historical accuracy. I mean,
It may exaggerate the Post's role in all this a little bit.
Yeah, and downplays the New York Times' role in all that because they did publish some of it at first and then were barred from publishing it, and that led to the whole quickly moving court case that is depicted in the film and led to the 6-3 Supreme Court decision that allowed the papers to go forward with publishing all this.
And every paper in the country was publishing it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is true. And then at the very end of the film, you see the Watergate Hotel, and you're like, "Yep, there it goes." And of course, that was all the Post.
Yeah, it was the Post thing.
Yeah, and there's already a great film out there called "All the President's Men" with Robert Redford that talks somewhat about the Post's role in uncovering the Watergate scandal and the downfall of the Nixon presidency. But it's so weird. They used what I believe are Nixon's actual recordings from the White House during the film, and you only saw him through the window at the back of his head, reacting very angrily, of course. That harkens back to the movie Good Night and Good Luck that George Clooney did in 2005 about how they only used Senator McCarthy on actual period film clips. They didn't cast someone to play him. I mean, it's interesting technique. I mean, it's right up there with only showing Jesus from the back in Ben-Hur. You know, and that's an interesting dramatic thing. But hearing Nixon say that now say those things now about barring the Washington Post completely, it strikes an eerily familiar tone.
Yeah.
With what's going on right now, with the president wanting to ban certain reporters from the White House.
Now, I'm not saying the press gets everything right all the time, but it's the press's job to keep the government in check.
Yes, very much so. That's why we have a free press in this country. But I think it's a great film. I think you'd like it, and we're big fans of anything regarding the 60s and 70s and the Vietnam era. We love that period, you know. We're getting ready to start watching Laugh-In, a great show of the period. I mean, it debuted 50 years ago this week in history of the week this video is posted. So that's what we like. That's just what we like. And other periods are history, but particularly this one because the country was just in a tumultuous time. It was split completely apart. And it feels like it's happening again. It really does feel like it's happening again. It has happened again. Well, let's not kid ourselves. But we're not going to go too far off track here. Go see the movie. You'll be glad you did. And that's all we're going to say here. So thank you for watching.
Yep. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Leave us a comment. You know, if you haven't already, subscribe to our videos. Hit the bell icon so you'll get notifications when we post new ones.
Right. And we thank you for watching very much. We love you. And we hope you join us again real soon, all right? Okay, bye.
All right.